My name is Fatuma Kuso. My daughter, Sahra Rabulle, the eldest of my 5 children, went missing on Friday, May 26th, 2023. 12 days later, her husband of 18 years had been arrested and charged with first degree of her murder. But I am not here today to speak to you about the when and the where and the how and the who and what of the criminal case. I'm leaving that to the criminal justice system and hoping someday justice will be served. But what I want to speak to you today is when I started posting missing persons posted for my daughter on social media and subsequently followed it with the news of her murder, a lot of people reached out to me and said, I don't know how you're doing this. You are so strong. I could not have done this. Trust me, I said the same things anytime that I went to a funeral services for a parent who lost a child in different circumstances, health reasons, car accident, things like that. And I used to say that, how is this parent standing up, setting a funeral services for their child? So this has nothing to do with strength. I am devastated. My family is devastated beyond word for this loss. I don't even have adjectives to describe how this feels. But I'm here today to tell you not strength, but this deep-seated rage, this unimaginable anger that fills me inside, that makes me speak. And that anger is how my daughter had been failed by the system. Medical system, every time she went to the doctors, or I would call and I would say, I believe my daughter had been in your office, this and this happened, but can I add to the story? Can I tell you things that my daughter might not tell you? Things that she's maybe embarrassed to tell you, maybe she's protecting the person, maybe she thinks there is a hope to work through this relationship before she goes back, because she left and went back and left and went back for over 10 times. And every time I was told, no, you cannot tell us anything. You cannot add to this story at all, because we have to protect the privacy of the patient. I did not want to hear what she had told them. It's not like I was asking, what did she say? What did she say? Because I knew more than they did. Oh, I knew so much more than anybody. But I just wanted to add to the story and say, this happened this month, and this happened last year, and this happened this time. But I was told, no. Just take my information, add it to her file, and hopefully give a full scope of risk assessment to my daughter of where this could end up. Would that have saved my daughter? I don't know. But all I know is the system had failed her under the guise of protecting her privacy. What privacy are you protecting when I am not asking you to tell me anything she had told you? I'm just adding to the file so you as a medical professional have a bigger picture of what is going on here, things that my daughter would not tell you. I am just trying to advocate for my daughter when she cannot clearly advocate for herself. But I wasn't allowed to do that. Ironically, as soon as my daughter was murdered, all those files that I wasn't able to add anything became mine. Now I was being asked to sign consent form for this and for that and for this and for that and for this agency and for that agency. I don't care for these files right now. They do nothing for me because nothing can change what had happened. I had lost my child. My child was taken away, ripped out of my hands too soon. So I'm sharing these videos with you to bring it to your attention. If you are a woman in this situation, please give consent to your loved one that would advocate for you without judgment. Sign consent form for them. Once you have that consent form, the person would be able to add and say things. And if you know a woman in your life, circle of friends, family, colleagues, neighbors that are in a situation like this, please try and encourage them to give consent to at least one person in their life. So somebody else that's thinking in a clear mind could advocate for them without really knowing what else was said, because you don't need to know. When you know somebody you care about, somebody you love is in this situation, you really do not need to know the details. You see what's going on. You don't have to know what led to this and what she said and what he said and what they did and what they didn't do. That's not important. What's important is what's happening is as clear as day. And we don't need the files after the person had been murdered, after the person had been hurt. We need the consent while the person is alive, so we can advocate. In anywhere else, we can advocate for people. I can advocate for my mother who's living with Alzheimer's. I can advocate children while they're minors, but we cannot advocate for our loved one. And if you're a woman in this situation, give consent to somebody you love. If you know a woman in this situation, encourage them to give consent to somebody so somebody else can advocate for them. Please share this story and take care of yourself and take care of those around you. Thank you.